So today we're going to be working on contour drawing. It's the first really essential exercise that you want to apply to your way of seeing the world and translating the world into drawings that really have a lot of believability. In contour drawing, we learn to sort of feel shapes with our eyes and then translate those sensations into pencil marks that kind of capture form. So this is a really super first step towards doing great drawings. We want our drawings to really borrow all of the aspects and the physics of the real world, because those drawings that capture the appearance of reality are the drawings that really hold people's attention the most. In the beginning, our drawings tend to be very, very flat, but we have to remember that there is a z-axis in drawing. We can draw through the page, and the first step in that is to practice contour drawing, which gives you really a sense of sculpting the space of the page, of the picture plane, but the picture space. And so I'm going to do a quick demonstration of contour drawing. I'll put up a picture of what I'm working on, and I'll show you exactly what my method is. So there are two different ways of contour drawing. There's something called blind contour drawing, in which you don't even look at the drawing because you don't care about the drawing. What you care about is being locked into the form and really giving all of your attention to feeling space with your eyes. And in human vision, of course, we have binocular vision. We see from two different angles, and our brain assembles those two independent images into a third dimensional world inside our heads. And so we want to borrow some of that power of binocular vision and sort of inject that in our drawings. So here's the pepper I'm working with. It's a wonderfully funky, very sculptural pepper, and actually peppers have a very great tradition in the fine art world. But this pepper actually is just a photograph off the web. You can use a real object, or you can use a found object or a found photograph, because you can still project yourself into the space of this object. A great example of taking a very simple object and making it wonderfully monumental and heroic is this image, which is from a series of pepper photographs taken by the great photographer Edward Weston. So in blind contour drawing, I'm going to pretend that my pencil tip is kind of like a NASA Explorer probe that's just touched down on the surface of this really interesting, never before seen, never before investigated planet. And I'm just going to take a very, very patient voyage all around this form. And it's going to look as if I'm leaving a trail as I walk around this fabulous object that has never been discovered, never really been examined. And I really don't care at this point what the drawing looks like. What I do care about is how physically attached I am to the shapes as I find them, as I roll around them in my NASA Voyager. And so I'm just starting to come to some of the bigger, more extravagant forms here. And I'm just kind of like walking these cross sections around the form, just following every convolution and every one of these super interesting shapes, and then going back again, retracing my steps, but a few inches over. And again, I don't care about the drawing. What I do care about is attaching my consciousness, attaching my sense of space, and attaching my sense of discovery to these really interesting forms. And so about 5 or 10 minutes later, and I've really taken my time with this. I have not been looking at the paper, really. Every once in a while I'll glance over and kind of reset my pencil, but about 10 minutes later, it looks like I've passed this thing through a meat slicer. But my eye has gone over and over and over this form like a phonograph needle, kind of like track by track, contour by contour. And that's the essence of a blind contour drawing. It's less about drawing, it's more about really connecting with the dimensionality of the form. In a more advanced version of contour drawing, I'm going to use my pencil to indicate both shape and how close or how far away in space the surface is that I'm looking at. So I'm going to start at the midsection of the pepper, which is relatively far away, but then as it comes closer to me, my line gets darker and then softer as it moves away from me. So I'm not only following the form, I'm also following the form in space. So that's the next level up of contour drawing, and it becomes really crucially important in the next step that we encounter, which is atmospheric perspective.